So this is what you all need to know about NEP page 3. The government is talking about equitable education, but not equality in education. What is that?
So that sounds shocking when somebody reads the page 3 and he sees that, oh, the government is not going to give you the equality in education, but actually equitable education. That raises ears. So equality of education means everybody will get the same resources, while equitable access to education means everybody, every child will get education and the resources according to his needs, specifically to his requirements. According to a report by UNESCO, there can be a 25% drop in the dropout rates if children get education suited to their needs. In a country like India, anywhere there's a lot of diversity, every state has its own unique industry, its own geography, its local needs. So education has to keep its scope open for tailoring, for customization. Also, education falls under the concurrent list, which means the center and the state are equally accountable to the provision of education. So education can't really shut its eyes on the need of customization of the resources as per the needs of the locality. So that means that in a state like Punjab, maybe education should cater to the agricultural development needs. In a state like Orissa, they can't shut their eyes to the mineral industry. That's what they mean here.
So there is another word on page 3 called conducive. So when it says, the educational system has to provide conducive environment, what does that mean?
An environment conducive to learning. For that, I think, let's see the ASER report. According to this, 50% of the grade 5 students, according to the survey, in India, they could not read a grade 3 textbook with comprehension. That means we need to make the environment more conducive, which means more supportive and enabling. The word enabling means the children are not to be just given the ingredients, but also it is to be ensured that they're able to cook or create stuff with the ingredients provided.
And there's just another word, flexibility, on page 3. The students are going to now create their own paths. So does that also mean that they're going to make their own report cards?
So you're talking about self-assessment here. By self-assessment, India is actually aiming not to just have consumers, but also the suppliers. We want to be, let's say, the global leads in manufacturing. So if you go by China's example, in China, the interdisciplinary manufacturing has been awe-striking. The kind of innovation they're coming up with, the range of products, the diversity, let's say, the scope of what is being produced there is so large. If India wants to stand in the production sector, it needs to actually have the expertise that is interdisciplinary. We have to identify the unique skills of different areas, geographic backgrounds, the vicinities, so that the children, depending upon their needs, could have this armory, this barrage or armada of skills. And also, the formative assessments are going to be encouraged more, which means in a way the coaching cultures would also drop up. Formative assessments needs teachers to score their children regularly. On the other hand, summative and cumulative ones means the term exams or the year-end exams. So students, they don't really prioritize the school environment and they go to the coaching institutes, which stands absolutely against to what the NEP is aiming for. The teachers are not trained enough. The environments are not conducive enough. So that would also be discouraged if the children will be scored formatively every day.
So there is this another word, silos, on page 3. So education system should not be in silos. What does that mean?
That's exactly what it means to be interdisciplinary, which means not to have these walls between different streams and disciplines, not to consider the skills of a doctor as superior to the skills of a carpenter, but to have a collaborative approach, more logical clarity, and more technical, conceptual know-how.
What about multilingualism?
India is now aiming not to treat English as the gatekeeper, the one deciding the access, whether a student is allowed into the entrance exam or to the university or higher education or not. English would be treated as a skill, as an academic skill. That's it. For more education and parenting insights, follow us. All the best.
All the best.